Hello, hi, a very happy good evening. So this is Krishna and we've been talking about the story of life on earth, and that's biology. So welcome to my session. So today we are talking about the disorder series 4. So today we are talking about the Fragile X syndrome. So I hope you find this disorder series informative. So it is not for fun, so we are doing so that we can learn something extra. So it is a genetic disorder. So in the disorder series we are talking about rare genetic disorders. So it is important as future doctors you know about this, because you also have a potent career as genetist, clinical genetist, where you have to know about each and every syndrome, right? So if a person comes to you as a patient and says, I have so many symptoms, so as a doctor you should be aware that yes, so many things are there, right? So how do you know how many variety of papers you have? If someone asks you for a yellow paper, or if someone asks you how many colors you have, you should know how much variety you have, right? So that is the main reason we are doing. So this is not a part of me, but this is something extra, something very informative. Okay? Yes, Dani, a very happy good evening. So thank you so much for joining my lecture today. So please do like, share and subscribe. Ma'am, what is Down syndrome? Okay, so it seems that you have been reading NCERT, right? So Down syndrome is when you have extra copy of 21st chromosome. So you agree we all have 23 pairs of chromosome, one copy from mother, one copy from father. But in case of Down syndrome, this 21st chromosome is present in 3 copies. Instead of 2, there are 3 copies of the 21st chromosome. It is also known as trisomy condition. So it happens due to the non-disjunction, that is the improper segregation at the time of cell division. So that is why you have 3 copies of the 21st chromosome, and that is your Down syndrome. Okay, so good. So you are reading good. I'm very happy. Fine. So this is a last before disorder series, so it's going to be just a 5-day disorder series. So from Monday we begin with our NEET biology, so I want to bring the students back in track. So I have given you ample time so that you can decide whether you have to take a drop or you want to continue with anything else, right? That is the reason I have not been starting NEET classes now, but very soon we will come back into track. So we will discuss a particular topic in one shot. So in one particular lecture we will discuss one particular topic. Let's say I am teaching you about meiosis. So I will finish the entire meiosis in one shot. Okay, so like that I will do each and every topic so that in one shot, so that you have a continuity, right? So you can later watch a recorded session. So if I'm going to put an effort, so I want you guys also to help me out, to pass on, to promote the classes, to share, do like and to tell your friends about this channel. Okay? So that is the homework from your side. So from my side, I will do the best that I can. Okay. Hi Durga. Hi Anjali Krishna. Okay, you're a new student. Yes, welcome. So thank you so much for joining. Hi Sudeshna. It was really great to see you. So I hope you're doing good. So thank you so much for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. Ma'am, do make physics lecture in this channel. I requested this to you a lot of times and your request is coming true. Yes, I am coming with a team now. So I am no longer single here, right? So I am going to come with a team. Yes, you'll definitely have physics and chemistry lecture as well. Okay? Yes? Yes, Sudeshna, I hope you're doing good. Hi, Durga. Yes, I'm doing really good. How are you? So thank you so much for joining today's disorder series. So this is disorder number 4. So we start with progeria. Then we went on to talk about your Angelman syndrome. So yesterday we spoke about what is cystinosis. So today we're talking about the Fragile X syndrome. And what is this Fragile X syndrome? So we have only heard about the X syndrome. What is Fragile X now? Yeah, we are going to talk. So your X is very fragile. So sometimes we write no, handle with care, right? So handle fragilely. So yeah, handle it delicately. So that is what is this syndrome. So we will talk in detail about this syndrome. So it's going to be a 15-minute or only that much talk. So I'm not going to extend more because I just want to give you the gist. Nothing more, nothing less, right? Yes, you're good. I'm also doing good. Thank you. So what is your decision? So are you going to take a drop or are you satisfied with your NEET exam marking? Yes. So can I expect a doctor from Sudeshna very soon? Or are you going to take a drop 1 year? Yes. So what is your decision, Sudeshna? Okay, fine. So without any delay, so we move into your Fragile X syndrome. So let's talk about Fragile X syndrome. So what is this Fragile X syndrome? So here we go. So yesterday I was telling you towards the end there is an organization or there is a committee known as NORD, N-O-R-D. So what does it stand for? National Organization for Rare Diseases or Disorder. So that is what NORD stands for. So every disease that comes under the genetic disease or the rare disease is being classified, is being listed, is being categorized by your NORD. Okay. So this is the community that lists out all the rare diseases, that talks about the chance, probability, how much group in a population it is affecting, etc. Okay, so this is the link for your rare disease organization. Okay, so you can just log in and go through. So how many rare diseases are there? So what people are doing? Actually, you can also get involved as a NORD member. So you can do voluntary service, you can create awareness among people. So all this you can do as a doctor. So please go through. So that is what I want to give you, inform you about. Okay, wow, that is fantastic. So I'm going to see a doctor very soon. That's fantastic. So thank you, but still coming and watching my lecture. So this shows that you still remember me. Thank you so much, Sudeshna, and many congratulations. And you have all the well wishes from my side to become the best doctor very soon. Okay, yeah. So this is what I want to tell you about NORD. So please have a look at this website. Okay, so now talking about our interesting syndrome. So how beautiful are the names, right? Angelman syndrome. So progeria. The next one that we're going to talk tomorrow is autism. So who names them? Just like the names of the storm, the thunder, the hurricane. So even the names of diseases are interesting, right? So except subjects and exams, every other name is interesting. Of course, food, the names of food are all the more interesting, pizza, jam, etc. So now the names of diseases is also really catching, right? Really very catchy, really very attractive. You really want to know what is happening, right? Yeah, so in that category we have your Fragile X syndrome. So let's talk about your Fragile X syndrome. So this causes intellectual disability. So what do I mean by intellectual thinking, intellectual disability? So it has so intellectual is to do with your brain. So you are not having the normal thought process, you're not able to make a decision, so you're not in par with the IQ of the people of the same age group. So that is the intellectual disability. So I have a request to make, if you can guide me through the form fill up, as it is very crucial. Yes, definitely, yeah, I am here there always to help you. So get back to me in Telegram. So whatever doubt you have, I'm always ready to help. Okay, Sudeshna, yes, so feel free to ask me any doubts in the form filling process. So I am here to help you. Yes, it is very crucial. So talk to me about it. So we will discuss it in the back end and I will help you out. Okay, yes. Fine. So that is the first thing that characterizes your Fragile X syndrome. So then it affects males and females. So it does not have any gender bias. So it is affecting males and females, but it's a bit common in males. Why it is a bit common in males? So when I quote the statement, Fragile X syndrome affects males and females, but it is a bit complicated, or it's a bit more frequent or common in males. So why? What is the reason? So of course it's pretty clear, right? So in females we have X and X, so we have 2 X. So which means even if one is damaged, the other can function. But in males we have only 1 X. So if that is damaged, then yeah, the entire thing is a problem. So it affects both male and female, but the impact is much stronger on your females. Sorry, on your males, okay? So it is more common in males. So fewer than 1 million cases per year. So it is not a very common disease that we run about with. So it's a very rare one. So fewer than 1 million cases per year, right? 1 million is very small because we are high up in the population. So well, that is itself is a bit too much. So 1 million is still a huge amount. So see how the disorders are affecting the population. So while the people of your Fragile X syndrome look exactly like a normal patient, because they have all the development problems normally, but they cannot think up to in par with the others, right? Yeah, so they look like a normal child. Yes, this child looks completely normal, but he is suffering from Fragile X syndrome. So what happens? What is the intellectual disability? So here we go. So before we talk about this, the cause behind this, what are the symptoms that the patients have? Right? So here we go. They have trouble learning skills like sitting, right? You're crawling or walking. So their motor neurons are affected, which can perform the function as per the instructions from your CNS. So that is your motor neuron. Your motor neuron brings the information from the brain to the sense organs, right? So when you have trouble learning skills like sitting, walking, crawling, the basic functions, right? So we have trouble writing a plus b the whole square, or we have trouble solving the genetic problem, but they have problem solving the basic or simplest of the simplest problems, okay? So problem with language and speech, they are not able to comprehend a sentence, they are not able to form a sentence, and not able to pronounce it properly. So that is, they have problems with language and speech. So they have hand flapping and they do not make eye contact. So not making eye contact ideally should not come here, because a lot of us do not make eye contact, right? Yes. So we always have this habit. So when we have to address 4-5 people, we all look down, you look up, you look this side, you look that side, right? But eye contact understands or makes you feel that you're confident enough. So when I'm talking to you, looking at your eye, it shows how confident I am, right? So automatically the other person will listen to you. So eye contact is very important. So next time you go and talk to some higher authorities, higher people, make sure you make eye contact. So that is also a form of manners, and that is also a form of decency, and that imbibes your confidence, right? Okay, so these people who are being diagnosed with your Fragile syndrome, so they have this hand flapping process, they continuously flap their hands and they do not make eye contact with you very easily, right? They have anxiety issues. So what is anxiety? Ma'am, everyone has anxiety. So anxiety is different, fear is different, right? Hi Munna, yes, how are you? After a pretty long time you are here. You still remember me? Yes, I'm doing good. How are you? So thank you so much. Thank you millions and millions for joining my session today. So please do like, share and subscribe. I hope Shimpi is also doing good. Yes? Okay. Oh, today is your birthday. Wow, fantastic. So wishing you a very happy birthday, Munna. So may you become very successful. So I bless you with a lot of good health, happiness, peace of mind. So may you get whatever you wished for. Maybe you get whatever you prayed for. So may God answer all your prayers, and don't fight with Shimpi more. So please fight less. Okay. So once again, a very happy birthday on behalf of Career Point. Thank you so much for remembering and coming to my channel and watching my lecture. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Okay, Munna? Yes? Fine. So here we go, anxiety. So anxiety is pretty different from your fear. So anxiety is something you are aware of an hypothetical fear. You are scared it will happen, but it hasn't happened, right? So that is anxiety. You are predicting something. So you're anxious about the incoming future or the incoming situation. That is anxiety. Extreme sensitivity to light or sound. They cannot hear a sound in a home theater or a speaker, right? So that should not happen. So आज ही हुआ morning में. So morning you fought with Shimpi. So that's your regular ritual. Okay, fine. So hyperactivity and they have trouble paying attention to. Meaning you cannot grasp their attention for a long time. So they tend to lose diversion pretty long. So all this makes sure that they are not in par with a normal student in a normal school, right? So they have to take up special education now. Okay. Aggressive, and they have self-destructive behavior in boys because they're not able to understand, they're not able to control themselves. The brain is not properly organized, right? So thus you have aggressive and self-destructive behavior in boys. So what is the cause behind this beautiful named syndrome, that is the Fragile X syndrome? So you have a gene known as FMR1 gene, okay? So this is a gene that is present on the X chromosome. It makes a protein called as the FMR. Okay, so that helps the nerve cells to talk to each other. So understand, though your body is made up of n number of cells and cells make up tissues, there should be communication between each and every one. That communication should be coordinated. So imagine we are two teachers, okay, and you are a single batch of students. So say I have 20 students and I don't talk to the maths ma'am. Okay, so I teach biology, she teaches maths, but at the back end, me and maths ma'am does not talk. So what will happen? One day I will also come to the class at the same time, she will also come to the class at the same time. So that is because of the communication gap, right? So understand, in your body, which is a multi-complex system where there is perfect coordination and understanding, so there is communication. There has to be communication between each cell. Intercommunication is very, very important. Okay, so there is communication between your neurons as well, and this FMR protein produced from the FMR1 gene is important. Right? A child needs this protein for the brain to develop normally. If not, then you have all these symptoms. Oh my God, so now you must be wondering, okay, my body has produced all the proteins properly, so I am fine, right? So such may that is true, so please be grateful for the normal development in you. But even then, we have so many flaws and drawbacks, so leave that all off. That is not very important, okay? So children with fragile X make too little or none of this FMR protein. So that is the reason that they are suffering. So one more reason, have more copies than the usual of a DNA segment known as CGG. So this is a triplet codon, right? Okay. Now what happens, you know, we have what is known as satellite DNA. The satellite DNA is made up of repeats. So you have repeats, so you classify the repeats as satellite DNA. Right? So normally our DNA has a lot of repeats, that is normal, right? And we have SNPs, that is single nucleotide polymorphisms. So when I say my DNA has CGG repeats, that is common. Maybe I have this repeat 20 times repeated in my genome. So that is pretty normal. 18 to 20 is pretty normal. But these people have it repeated almost 200 times. So they have this repeat being expressed in the genome every 200 times. So so normally we have 40 copies, but these people, affected people, have 200 copies. So this also makes them suffer with your Fragile X syndrome. So the mother has 50% chance of passing it, okay, because the mother's X also matters, right? So father can pass it to daughter, so once again it is sex related, so it is Fragile X. Suppose if the father is suffering from Fragile X, right, so that X is being passed to the daughter, right? So then the daughters can have, but the doctors are not, the females are not really affected, only the males are really impacted, right? So what is the treatment? So do we have a treatment right now for this Fragile X syndrome? So you can do amniocentesis. So Fragile X syndrome, so you know what is amniocentesis, right? So at the time of the child development, you can take the cells of the amniotic fluid and check and do a karyotyping and check if the child is normal or if the child is having a Fragile X syndrome. Ma'am, we only know the chromosome structure. How do we know the particular protein? Yes, it is possible. So they test for certain important proteins which is important for development. So then they find out with the help of amniocentesis whether the child is normal or not. So we can also do this, we can also do CVS treatment or testing. So that is chro-ionic villi sampling. So I guess you know what is chro-ionic villi sampling. So this is your placenta, right? So before the placenta is formed, you have your chro-ionic villi, right? So that develops into the placenta, right? So on your tropoblast, the moment the tropoblast gets embedded onto the uterine wall, so you have the tropoblast forming a finger-like projection known as chro-ionic villi, which develops into placenta. So now placenta forms a barrier between the maternal and the fetal blood, right? So now the fetus and the placenta are connected by umbilical cord. So whatever is present in the fetus is connected to the placenta. So it is like this, right? So this is through my umbilical cord. So I take the cells of this region and study if the child is perfectly normal or not, okay? So your amniocentesis and chro-ionic villi sampling is done before birth. So once the child is born, I do a blood test to see if the child is normal or not. Okay, hi Antonia B. So you have heavy thunderstorm and rainy. Okay, so you're really having an awesome weather there. So please enjoy your weather. You can watch my recorded video. So thank you so much for, despite your so much of natural problems, you are coming here to inform me. So I feel very privileged. So thank you. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Yes, so these are the treatments. These are the ways by which you can detect and you can give counseling. Right? So with this we end our Fragile X syndrome. So we are done with the 4-day disorder series. So tomorrow we have the last disorder. So like I told you, we have 6,000 rare genetic disorders, but we are not going to discuss all the 6,000 because our lifetime will be done, right? That is too much of a time, so that's not possible for us. So I just want to give you an idea in various fields that there are so many things existing, so please be aware. So that was my entire agenda to do this disorder series. So tomorrow will be the last disorder, so tomorrow we'll be talking about autism. So that is also a very common one, so that is not really a rare one, so you would have heard the term autism. So we will talk about autism tomorrow at 5 p.m. and from Monday we are back into NEET biology. Don't worry for all my students who are done with NEET. So I will bring some interesting sessions so that you can also be a part of my Career Point family once again, right? So thank you so much for joining my session today. So if you definitely found this session informative and interesting, so please do like, share and subscribe, so let your friends, your relatives, your seniors, your juniors know about it. So please lend us your support. So thank you so much for joining my session today. So this is me wishing you more and most. So thank you once again and stay tuned. I will meet you tomorrow at 5 p.m. So until then, bye.